We have Ovie Faruq coming in here, better known as OSF. He is the CEO and co-founder of Rekt Brands. He is deep in Web3 and crypto.
Oh, yeah.
Still exists, okay? For those who are unaware, for those who are unattached, Web3 very much still exists, and he's doing something very unique inside of the CPG space. Bringing these together as one, it actually reminds me a little bit of what Ty Haney has been advocating for and trying to do. Very active in the Web3 community as well. But we need to bring him in here and get the story. He comes from the world of banking and Barclays and all of that, now doing something truly unique in e-com and CPG on the interwebs. Everyone, welcome to the show, OSF, Ovie of Rekt Brands. Get in here, Ovie.
Oh.
This show. There is.
What an entrance. I love that.
Ovie, welcome to the show, brother. We appreciate you making the time and joining us, man.
Of course. Thanks a lot for having me on.
Absolutely. Now, Ovie, you have got to give everybody some backstory on you, just a little of origin story, because you have got a unique one, man. My understanding is, you were at Barclays and then you started getting into NFTs and then, and then somewhere down the line, Rekt here exists. Man, can you Google Earth out for us a little bit and bring everybody into the origin story of Rekt Brands?
Yeah, absolutely. So I started my career as a trader. I used to work at Barclays Capital, both in London and in New York. I did that for about 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's just what I thought I would do for my whole life. During COVID, I just got into crypto, got into NFTs like many people. I made an NFT collection called Rekt Guy.
Yeah, but that's your profile, right? That's your profile.
Which is my profile on X. Yeah. And like I did the artwork for it. I was just kind of messing around. We didn't charge anything for it. We gave the whole thing away for free. But when crypto crashed in 2022 and everyone kind of like got wrecked, I guess that character resonated with a large amount of people, and it kind of went viral about 4 years ago. And since then we kind of built a really strong community around this character and around this idea and concept of getting wrecked. So I essentially just quit my old job to focus fully on this, and we decided to use that IP to build like a real world product, which is Rekt drinks, and that's what we're doing right now.
And
there you go, you've got some in front of you. Yeah.
Let me just say, Ovie, they're delicious, bro. They're great.
Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it.
Great taste. Boom. And then, but it's not just the can. It's the energy powder too.
Right.
It's the energy powder too. Let me get the energy powder because I want everybody to see this. I've never known anybody to connect Web3, CPG, all of the things that you're doing. I want to get this energy piece and show everybody.
While Chris is doing that, could you talk a little bit how you got into RTD? I mean, just the endeavor of getting into RTD sounds so intimidating, exhausting, painful, expensive. Could you talk people a little bit about that?
Well, you've really described my life for the last 2 years.
it's an undertaking. I'll tell you.
It is, man.
Yeah, so I mean, when we originally had the idea, it was like the way crypto works is you incentivize people with on-chain activity, and you dangle like a coin or a token airdrop in front of them, and that's how you kind of get stuff going. And I think crypto for all its benefits and criticisms does reward people. It rewards user activity, and I think part of building a brand is like, how do you start to reward your early consumers, people who support you from day one? So we had the idea of like, okay, we have Rekt as this kind of like Web3 brand. We have this coin that we've started, Rekt Coin, which is our brand coin. The idea is that if you like the brand, you hold the coin. And the missing part of the puzzle was like, what's kind of can be our product that can actually proliferate the brand outside of just the internet and Web3. So the original Rekt Guy is like a guy holding a drink. So we thought, originally we wanted to do Rekt alcohol, like a Rekt rum.
Okay.
Yeah.
But in the UK, we were told that you couldn't encourage responsible drinking with the brand Rekt. So we were like,
all right, fair enough.
Yeah, exactly. So we're like, fuck it, let's just do non-alcoholic drinks. And we have zero experience in the CPG world. Like, as I mentioned, my experiences in finance, and everyone told us don't do it, and we were like, let's just do it and see what happens and figure it out. And we never, again, it was still very experimental. We didn't think it would be successful. We didn't think it would get mass scale, but it was like, this is a fun side project to do. And the whole idea behind it really was, when you purchase drinks, you earn some of this Rekt coin alongside doing it. And
Yes.
that's the key mechanism that I think sort of worked for a lot of people, or a lot of people understood. And people are very familiar with this concept of loyalty points, right? But loyalty points.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. The reason, Ovie, exactly why I was wanting you to talk about this is that there's a lot of people who were in crypto when it was hot, who were on Twitter, that they're allergic. They're allergic to Web3 crypto. They hear the word, it's like, oh gosh, I got wrecked. Let me forget it exists. I'm allergic. And be honest, I was one of them. But the more that I have thought about this, and I have looked at Rekt and what you guys are doing, it just clicked with me. You know what? This is loyalty points, which like every D2C company in the whole world is doing. There's like unique mechanics around this. And so I want you to double click on this and continue talking about it. Go ahead.
Yeah. So look, a traditional loyalty point system, you get points, you can only redeem them for things in kind. So it's like, okay, I have 10 loyalty points, I can now buy more drinks. And the supply of loyalty points is unlimited, and they're completely controlled by the company. So the company can say, okay, I'm going to, issue 1 billion loyalty points this year, and you can, claim a free drink for it, whatever. Or think about airline miles, right? It's like, oh, sure. I've got all these airline miles, and oh shit, the best flight I can get is like a 4 a.m. flight on a Sunday to, somewhere where I don't really want to go. So this is the same thing where you digital currency is, you can view it as points if you want to, except the difference is you can convert it to real money on the spot if you want to. And these are liquid tokens, liquid instruments, where millions of dollars of volume go through every day. And the other difference is the price of this thing moves up or down. So it's this whole sort of consumer user experience where it's like, cool, I bought Rekt drinks, I claimed whatever it is, 1 billion Rekt coins. That was worth $10 at the time. Oh, tomorrow now it's worth $8. Oh, the next day it's worth $15. It's moving up or down. And then suddenly, as a consumer, you're sort of invested in the story of Rekt, because you're seeing this thing in your wallet going up and down, right? And
it's a good point.
Even if you don't want to be a part of it, just sell it and take the money. Like, that's fine. That's what it's there for. No one's asking you to be in it for the long haul. But I think it's a very unique experience for a consumer, which allows them to be part of a brand story from the beginning. And look, if we do really well as a brand in the next 5 years, at least, and you collect your Rekt coin, at least you have something to show for it in 5 years' time. But let's say you bought one of these other big brands 7, 9, 8, 9 years ago, and you were one of the first people who bought the drink or whatever it is, and the brand goes on to crush it in 10 years' time. You have nothing to really show for it.
Yeah, it's fair.
But you were the main guy supporting it at the beginning. And I think this is the problem it solves. It's very experimental, obviously, still, and we've had some strong success with it in the last couple of years, which has got us to where we are now. But it's just figuring out how to explain this to people outside of crypto, because I think the reputation of crypto is still terrible outside of crypto, as you yourself alluded to as well.
So I want people to just open their minds a little bit, who are allergic, have some kind of negative connotation. I want them to stop and just open their mind and consider a little bit, because there are other operators inside of our space who are aiming at the very exact same thing. And the one that comes to my mind is Ty Haney, founder of Outdoor Voices. What she is doing with TYB now is trying to find a way to genuinely bridge the gap in connecting genuine enthusiasts of the brand with brands, and finding a way to reward that. And I don't know all of the details, but I know that she is very focused on incentivizing that and helping facilitate the exact same thing that you're talking about, which is, I love this brand, I'm invested, and now I get some kind of piece, a part of my my fandom and my involvement. Man, give us details, if you would, Ovie, on when you brought the drinks to the world, man, what did it look like? Where were they available? You know, was it kaboom? Was it bust? I mean, just give us data points on that, if you would.
Yeah, absolutely. So the original drinks we created were just flavored sparkling water, nothing artificial, all completely natural ingredients, and about 4 to 5 grams of sugar per can, which is organic agave syrup.
Yeah.
And the idea was like, let's have a product that's healthy, that's not bad for you, that you can drink leisurely, but with cool branding. All the healthy stuff has very clean branding, or it doesn't make you feel cool. If you're at a party with the boys and you want to drink something healthy, you don't pull out. You know what I mean? You want to pull something out that makes you feel energized, right? So that was the idea, and we launched our product just D2C from our website, and we actually sold just over 1 million cans within our first year.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Which is
wow.
It's a bit of a unique way in which we sold them, because they were sold as limited edition drops. So the first drop that we did, we sold about 220,000 in a couple of days, and then the next one we did, we sold about 200,000, which sold out in a few minutes. So
it's crazy.
It's very non-traditional. Like, when I chat to people in the beverage industry, I find it hard to give them metrics, because we don't have a normal velocity number, or we don't, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, we do like no revenue, and suddenly one day it's like you're bringing 500K, and then it's like nothing. And then, so it's a bit of a funny one. Yeah. It's a bit of a basket case. And, I think we're trying to gravitate towards more of a traditional operating model. That initial thing that we did in the first year was to make an impact, to show people that, oh, this can work. This potentially will work, and to get people familiar with the brand. And I feel like we've made that impact. And that's not a sustainable business model. I can't say, oh, we're going to, make $100 million in annual revenue from just doing random drops like every few weeks.
Wild,
that's
man.
Not the way. But that was our way to, I think, make a statement in a world that's very saturated, and a world which is highly competitive, and using a unique business model that I think no one has really done or used. And again, we were just experimenting. It worked, and now we're like, oh shit, we better triple down on this stuff. Yeah.
Have you ever heard of a launch like that, Colin? I mean, that's bananas.
The only person that I know that does exceptional work with drops, that is, true, they're a drop brand and they sell out, is 100 Thieves. And they just do it nonstop, because they just do exceptional collabs with like Pokemon and One Piece. I think a lot of brands need to listen to this.
They need to listen.
Could you talk about kind of the playbook that you're orchestrating, where you have to build the hype for this kind of drop? Because that's an unbelievable number you just threw out. And a lot of brands need to understand that they can back into this type of hype cycle and really make something that people are kind of craving and really, really wanting.
I think so. Like, I think what we've done can be replicated by many other brands. And I think we're in this world of the challenger brand, right? Like the reason why we're seeing all these multi-billion-dollar acquisitions in the last 12 months, really, to be honest with you, is because no one finds it cool to buy like the product from the big brand. They all want to buy it from the challenger brand. They all want to make a statement. It's that. Yeah. So as a new brand, that's your superpower, right? Your superpower is, I'm not a legacy brand. I'm new, and people want to try new stuff. So it's how do you harness that power and start fostering and rewarding a community around it? And I think, in the past, loyalty points just haven't meant much. And
it's true.
It's crypto, and you don't have to even call it crypto. I mean, we're starting to maybe use terms like digital rewards and that kind of stuff. Yeah, exactly. And like with I don't know if you guys tried claiming the QR code on the energy tubs, but
yeah, I was just looking at mine right here.
You should give it a go. So you basically have to download an app. It's a Coinbase app, and then after that, it's a one scan claim, and you've got this money in your wallet, right? So it's the tech is moving away from like, oh, I gotta write down my seed phrase and be a crypto nerd. It's very consumer friendly now, and I think the idea is like, it's worth. My thought was, and I would hope many other startup brands are thinking the same way. It's like, how do we do something that's different? Because without doing something that's different, we're not really going to make a scratch in this world. And having not come from the CPG world, it's hard to, well, I mean, that's not a hurdle because many people have done it very well, but it's like, that's not my edge. My edge is, you know, we've been in this crypto world. We've been in this, well, we've built this brand from nothing. We understand AI and tech and digital rewards, and how can we incorporate all that stuff into what is a traditional business that is maybe slow to adopting these things, and it will allow us to be a first mover. And the way I always explain this is, first iteration of brands was brick and mortar. I go into a Coca-Cola store, I buy a drink. Second iteration was the internet. I go onto Amazon.com, buy products. Third iteration was social media. Oh, I see Logan Paul and KSI talking about Prime. I want to now buy it from Instagram or TikTok shop. And I really believe the fourth iteration of it is potentially this idea of Web3, and this idea of consumers having this different interaction with the brand, where buying a product means they're part of the story and not just a consumer and nothing else. And that's our big belief and thesis, and that's what we're betting on.
You know, this is it's so interesting for me to be like reconsidering this like 3-4 years later, post 2022. You know, there's a lot of talk about, oh, Web3 is like a solution looking for a problem or whatever. But I feel like there is really something here that you have hit on, Ovie, obviously. Otherwise, you wouldn't have sold 1 million cans in year one. Otherwise,
100%.
you wouldn't have sold 200,000 in your first 2 drops. You know, like there is something really natively here in this vein of digital rewards, building up a community, and then people having a real investment. Like, yes, if this works, I've actually got something. You know, it's not just like, you know, the Pepsi points scandal from the 90s. You know, you need 7 million points to buy a jet. You know, it's not like that. He didn't actually get his jet. But anyway, you know, there really is something here with digital rewards and being tied to a brand, and it motivating a community. And okay, so a couple of questions for me. When this first debuted, first couple of runs, I mean, how much was a box? Yeah, were you selling 12 6-pack, 12-pack, 24-pack? And then like, where can people get them now? Is it all still the site? Is it, you know, available in 7-Eleven or something like that? What do those look like?
Yeah. So when we launched it, it was $69 for a pack of 24. $69.69.
Okay. You need to stop and listen to this. Listen to what is being said. Over 200,000 cans in the first drop. Each 12-pack was
24-pack.
Each 24-pack was $69.
However, when we did the first drop, if you claimed the coin and you held on to it through last summer, people made like 20 times their money on it. So,
which is incredible.
It's incredible.
It's incredible.
I mean, there's one dude in Austin who, I think he spent tens of thousands of dollars on drinks. He ended up making like a couple $1,000,000, and then he owns a bar in Austin, so he just sold them in his bar. So I was like, man, that's genius. Like, it's incredible. You just made all this money and you're still selling drinks in your bar. Like,
we've got to talk to this guy. I've got to find this guy in Austin, Texas. It's incredible, man.
Yeah. It's insane. So, you know, and then so the money you make back on the drops varies. It varies depending on the crypto market, and sometimes it's a lot, sometimes it's not. But that I guess is the unique part of it. But yeah, if you want to purchase drinks, you can head over to rekt.com. We have drinks available. These are drinks, just to clarify, without the rewards at the moment. But if you head over to Giant Eagle stores, which is in Ohio and Pennsylvania, we have product there in the US as well. And obviously, the energy powder is the new thing that we've just launched. You can head over to Amazon to get that. And each energy powder actually does have a QR code.
Yeah.
And you can scan, you can claim about $20 worth of Rekt coin from just scanning that QR code, basically. And
seriously, bro.
20, that's $20 right there. $20 worth of Rekt coin. And
this is phenomenal, man.
Yeah. Don't show the QR code or else
it was $20.
It's gone. It was $20. Now it's gone.
I just want to say, Colin, I don't know if you have smelled this yet, but man, this thing smells incredible, Ovie. I mean, it is like,
it's good. It's good. I'm
wow.
As someone who's never really consumed caffeine in my life, when we started this, I was like, sampling everything, and now I'm like a full caffeine convert.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
You are, man.
Welcome to our lives.
Welcome to our lives.
Yeah.
That's right. Rekt energy, baby. Wow.
Exactly. So I'm hitting
Love
a scoop of that every day. But that's the thing. We're sort of moving into the energy functional world that the Rekt energy powder helps you with. It's clean energy. It's also focus, and that's next day delivery on Amazon Prime in the US. So just search Rekt energy on Amazon.
I'm blown away, man. Colin, I mean,
Unbelievable.
this is it's so unique.
Yeah. Were you able to talk to that guy personally who sells them in his bar? Were you able to have a conversation with him?
Yeah, we know him pretty well. Yeah, we know him pretty well. He's a deep, let's just say he's a pretty deep member of our community. So he's been there since the beginning. Great supporter of the business.
That's unbelievable. I mean, this is making me want to get back into the crypto space. I had a very poor experience with it. And let's just say I own a couple Bitcoin, but I'll never get them ever, which is
oh no.
And
no, bro.
Heartbreaking.
It is heartbreaking. Remember your passwords, folks. And so I'm trying to endear myself back into the space.
Wow. Well, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. Everyone in CPG and in D2C needs to listen to this story because Ovie, you guys at Rekt I think you've created a real path that other serious operators in our space are trying to carve out as well. And man, you guys have done something totally unique, and you have really galvanize your community, man, to launch something into the world and be a real competitor, a real challenger inside of CPG. And man, it's exciting, brother. Yeah. It's exciting.
Appreciate that.
Absolutely incredible,
man. We're going to be following along. I'm going to be redeeming my Rekt, and man, hey, I want to find this guy in Austin, and I want to go. Go and meet him and talk to him, man.
I'll try to connect you guys after the show.
Incredible, incredible. Ovie, man, we love what you're doing. We appreciate you making the time to join us, brother. We look forward to having you back, man.
Of course. Thanks very much, guys. Cheers.
Awesome.